Hey everyone, happy Friday, and just welcome to another segment of TGIF. I am Sojourner, and I just hope we all had a great week. It's just been a very long week, but again, it's February, so just happy new month of February, and just happy Black History Month. Just in honor of Black History Month, this month, every week, I'm just going to be talking more about topics that relate more to the diaspora. Again, it's not that as a black person that I need a month out of the year to really just dedicate my platform or just this platform for honoring my ancestors or just honoring my proudness in being black. But again, this is just, in the Western world, black history, especially in America and most of the Western world, black history is really, it's just highly regarded during the month of February. So again, just in honor of that, again, not that I need the month of February, it's going to shift a little bit. We're just going to be talking more about, I'm just going to be talking more about topics that align more with just issues that Africans around the globe, especially Africans of the diaspora, face around the world. But this week, I want to really just talk about just the divisiveness that I've noticed throughout my life between most Africans in the diaspora. And again, when I say Africans, I'm talking about black people who we all look alike to some degree, but we're all from different places. Some people are from the Caribbean, some people are from America, some people are from Africa, some people are in different parts of the world. But I notice primarily that there's a divisiveness, there's a historical divisiveness between Africans and African Americans. I notice that as like especially, I mean, it's like in the modern generation, there's not that much of a division, but like when you look back to the older generations of Africans and African Americans, there's like a lot of divisiveness. I notice, especially among older Africans and older African Americans, like there's these stereotypes that are constantly pushed out there that kind of divide us all. Just like, the stereotypes that Africans have of African Americans and the stereotypes that African Americans have of Africans. I just want to use this month to just, especially like this week particularly, I just want to use this week to really just communicate to those stereotypes and just like break the ice or just shed light on some of these stereotypes and just show that these stereotypes are nothing but smoke screens that they kind of just blind us to the truth of who we really are and how connected we really are as Africans. Because essentially, no matter whether you're from America or the Caribbean or, London or Nigeria, Ghana, we're all Africans. Historically, we all come from the same place. And I just think we have to recognize that. Just some stereotypes I've throughout my life that I've heard is like, like for example, among Africans, there's these stereotypes that like, African Americans are lazy, or there's this term I would always hear growing up, like akata, like, it's like, what it means is like, it's like a stray cat who's not from their home or something like that. So these terms, I always thought like, growing up, I always thought, why do we have to always, like, why are we talking about people like this when reality, like these people could be our distant relatives, they could be our distant cousins, but why are we letting historical things that happen historically divide us? Why are we letting these things happen? Or why are we letting our geographical location or cultural differences divide us? Reality is when you really study the two cultures, African American culture and African culture, a lot of it is very similar. A lot of just things that we do are kind of just really similar. If we just take time to really study each other and really get to know each other, or really get to know both sides of the culture, they're really just connected. I don't see that as much these days because a lot of African Americans are really trying to, at least the ones I know of, are really trying to connect back to their roots and just really trying to just they're very Afrocentric, in a sense. So that's a good thing. And a lot of Africans, especially the modern day Africans that I've noticed, are also you know they're also very open to the Western experience of most Africans, especially a lot of Africans, whether you're African American or whether you're African American or African or Caribbean, they're open to those experiences and like those stories of people who've lived in the Western world. So I see slowly that the gap is being closed between those two spectrums or those two sides of being African. So you know that divide is slowly being diminished, if you will. So that's a good thing. But it's just like the message that I just want to draw across is that we're all African, and this whole division thing is just nonsense. Again, we all have to embrace each other. We all have to understand each other, and maybe through understanding each other, we really can work towards freedom, work towards liberation in some sense. Because if you look at Africa right now, Africa is in a very destitute state, and that's just due to influences through history, influences through just things that happened historically. It left Africa in a destitute state. But I believe that if we all come together across the globe, again, it's not to say that we're superior in a sense, but just to bring ourselves back up to where we once were. Because historically, in Africa, and if you study ancient Africa, black people history didn't start with slavery. Before that, there were kings and empires in Africa. So we have to get back to those days, and those days of just abundance among people of the diaspora. So again, that's just all I want to say for today. The following weeks, there are going to be more intricate topics to talk about. We're going to get more into Black history, maybe African history, just different knowledge snippets here and there. So again, I hope you guys have a blessed week. And, for all my Africans out there, stay Black.